gentlemen, this year, for the first time at the IIHF Ice Hockey World Championships, the referees will explain their penalty decisions to the whole arena. You can hear the announcements through the speakers of the arena sound system. All penalties are announced except multiple penalties. Meine Damen und Herren, zum ersten Mal überhaupt bei der Eishockey-Weltmeisterschaft verknüpfen die Schiedsrichter in diesem Jahr die von Ihnen verhängten Strafen selbst. Sie können die Durchsagen dann über die Arena-Lautsprecher hören. Es werden alle Strafen angesagt, es sei denn, es gibt mehrere Strafen gleichzeitig. The game officials for this game have been licensed and assigned by the International Ice Hockey Federation. Das Schiedsrichtergespann wurde vom Internationalen Eishockey-Weltverband lizenziert und für dieses Spiel bestimmt. The referees of the game are die Hauptschiedsrichter dieses Spiels sind Brett Iverson and Tobias Verli, Linesman, die Linienrichter Ivan Dedulia und Alexander Rottmann. Welcome to both teams, Team Italy and Team Latvia. Ein Riesenapplaus für beide Mannschaften, das Team Italien und das Team Lettland. Und wir beginnen mit den Starting Six. Here the Starting Six of Team Latvia. Im Tor, im Goal, Number 30, Nummer 30, Elvis Veslinis. On defense, in der Verteidigung, Number 11, Nummer 11, Gustav Sotnieks, Number 32, die 32, Artus Kuda. Im Sturm, Forwards, Number 16, mit der 16, Kaspar Staukovic, Number 25, die 25, Andris Djeric, und Number 71, die 71, Robert Bukas. Die Starting Six Italians, the starting lineup of Team Italy. In goal, im Tor, Number 1, Nummer 1, Andreas Werner. On defense, in der Verteidigung, Number 27, die 27, Thomas.
Hello from Cologne, Germany. As Italy returns to action, so does Latvia. Both teams an off day yesterday, and they get back at it this afternoon, Shane.
Well, they'll try and get back right to it as Italy coming off that 10-1 loss to Russia. A tough one for them. They were in it for a while, but Russia just took over the game, and their power play for Russia, 6 for 6 against Italy. And for Latvia, they're looking to go to the top of the pool with a win. Andreas Bernard gets the start for Italy in this game. He played the first game in an overtime loss to Slovakia, and Elvis Merzlikins, who's played all the games here for Latvia, gets the start again as Bob Hartley, the coach of Latvia, looking to his netminder to continue to lead them.
This is a game Slovakia does not want, or Latvia doesn't want to slip away on them, because they are 2-0, a clean win today in regulation, and they have 9 points, and they would have 9 points, and that's a pretty good start to this championship for Latvia. They have never been 2-0 at a World Championship. They're going to try and go 3-0. Larkin has it for Italy. Plays it up the boards, and Marini will send this in. Arturs Kulda goes back for it. Jumping in from the line was Larkin, trying to hold it in, can't, and it's shoveled out to center ice. Zemgus Girgensson, who got nicked up in the game the other night, is in the lineup for Latvia. And he'll go back for it in his own zone. He'll take a bump there from Giovanni Marini. Arturs Kulda will let the long shot go. Bernard will make the glove save, and we'll get our first stoppage.
Look at Arturs Kulda for Latvia. Has some North American experience. Kulda originally an Atlanta Thrashers draft pick. Plays big minutes on defense here for Bob Hartley's Latvian team.
Latvian fans are as good as there is in international hockey.
I would put them in this side of the pool, right next to the home German fans. Latvia, they come and they have a good time.
Guntis Galvins on the backhand will send this back in. And Arvid Helfer will go back and regroup. Helfer plays for Insom. Insom will get it to center, send it in deep. Diego goes in after it. Played around the boards. After the loose puck is Bernard. Bernard trying to center it. Insom in with a bump. And it's played out at center ice and taken by Armin Helfer. Helfer will drive it right back in. Merzlikins will leave it for Guntis Galvins. For Indrasis. Indrasis with a couple of goals in this tournament. His sharp angle chance went wide. Shot right on. Bernard makes his first good save of the afternoon as that shot came through some traffic. Back in for Costner. Diego Costner trying to get it to the net. The puck was there for a split second. He couldn't get a stick on it though, and that will allow Latvia to carry it back in. Rihards Bukarts with the snapshot high and wide, short side. Freebirds had jumped in from the line, and the puck is corralled by Diego Costner. He'll send it deep and head to the benches. Italy will start a line change.
I think for Italy, the longer they can keep this game close and keep the puck out of their net to build a little bit of confidence, they would have lost in that game against Russia.
Patience and discipline needed on their behalf. Arturs Kulda slaps it to the near side. Theodore Blugers going in after it. Goy back there. Dropped it off the side wall and grabbed off by Marcus Gander, and Gander will play this out at center ice. Lombacher going after it. Couldn't pick it up cleanly. Lombacher, the 20-year-old who has spent some time in North America, brings some size to that Italian lineup at 6'3". Kulda carries to center and he'll send it in. And they're gonna say he was on his own side of center.
No, I think it's offside. Ronald Kennan's ahead of the play, right up the middle of the ice. And look at Gunnar Sporkovs for Latvia. Played in Riga of the KHL last year. And Marini for Latvia is one of the Latvian players who has a goal in this tournament. There's just three of them. The other two are Luka Friga and Tommaso Traversa, who did have the goal against Russia.
Marini's going to get waved out of the face-off circle at center ice. Normally that's reserved for defensive zone or offensive zone. They didn't like the way he was lining up and they punted him. Linesmen are Ivan Dudulia of Belarus and Alexander Utmakov of Russia. The referees are Brett Iverson of Canada and Tobias Worley of Switzerland. An icing call here against Italy.
Oscar Sabalskas took a slash last game and was slow to go to the bench, stayed in the game. To look at Luka Frigo, had a pair of points in that opening game against Slovakia. Italy had the lead with 1:06 left when Slovakia tied it up, eventually went in on to win in overtime, but that would have been a big upset and a big win for Italy to open the tournament.
Cross ice, this kid's turned over. And the first good chance of the game for Italy, and it was an odd man rush. And the pass for Scandella failed to work. As Frigo down that left side, not a bad spot to shoot the puck from, but tried to get it over to Scandella and missed him with the pass. You mentioned Sabalskas getting a slash. Here's another odd man rush. Insam lets the wrister go, scores! Marco Insam has Italy up 1-0.
Big goal for Italy. Stefan Mayer, the coach, happy as Insam, an absolute rocket of a wrist shot to the top corner as he comes down the right side. And some sloppy play by Latvia. Kulda turned it over before, a 2-on-1. Frigo Scandella didn't connect, and this time Sotniak's trying to get it in. Goes off the skate of Traversa and right to Insam, and he comes down in a perfectly placed shot as he goes over the right shoulder of Merzlikins. Beautiful goal for Insam, and Italy out to the early lead.
So after we saw Frigo and Scandella on a 2-on-1 that misfired, here's Stefan Mayer.
That's a happy coach.
Why not? wanted a quick start from his team because he felt that Latvia was going to start quick and said we had to be ready.
Assisted by number 90, Tommaso Traversa. Time 3 minutes 38.
So Tommaso Traversa with the only assist on the goal by Insam.
He created that turnovers and went off his skater shin pad there as Sotniak's, a defenseman for Latvia, turned it over.
Galvin's back into his own zone. The long pass gets deflected in. No, Stretz did not get a stick on it. Icing will be the call against Latvia.
Here was the first chances. Frigo trying to get it over to Scandella and a little too far back. He couldn't get a skate. The first reaction, he didn't shoot. Here's the second 2-on-1 and Insam. His coach is gonna like this. He just shoots the puck. Get it on net. That is a great shot as he rips it high.
Great emotion there from the coach. Great camera work there, guys. But he's happy now. He's got the 1-0 lead. Sabolskas plays this out at center. Indrasis will carry in for Latvia. As for the first time in this tournament, Latvia trails. Out at center for Lombacher. Gets it for Marcus Gander. Gander with the long shot wide. Goy on the far side. Indrasis chips it away from him. And it comes out at center ice, and Luca Zanata will take it back for Italy. Plays it for Thomas Larkin. Big Larkin will skate it to the line, carry it in. Sharp angle. Chandler's Lickens had to be careful with it. Marini goes after it. Marini works it off the sideboards, but as it came to the side of the net, Balinskis is there to clear it for Latvia. Comes right back in the corner. And Balinskis right back into the battle. Larkin sends it to the left point. A little bit of room for Zanata. And Zanata's shot was blocked by Blugers. Blugers is without a stick. And now elects to hop into the benches. He was close enough there that they could make the change. Ginsmea stuffs this ahead, and Vasevskis will get it to the line, and Italy will take over again.
Italy has to be happy with their start, and as much as they're happy, I'm sure Bob Hartley, head coach for Latvia, feels his team's a little sleepy here to open up this game.
Larkin in behind his own net, 43 minutes and 16 seconds of ice time for Larkin in the 2 games. He leads his team in that department. Latvia trying to get some offensive zone time. Traversa will bounce this back, and Sotniaks will take it for Kulda. Kulda plays it up the boards. Kennens will deflect it in. And Tommaso Traversa will play it back into his own zone. 1-0 Italy here in the opening period. Teams are changing. Sotniaks will play it back for Arturs Kulda. You had mentioned the slash in the earlier game, and you wonder if that wasn't the reference. Sabolskas was one that kind of went down, and Coach Bob Hartley was asked after the game about his team diving, and you wonder if that was the play that the reporter was referring to.
It was an interesting exchange in that press conference. Yes, Bob Hartley, and he responded with, "What game were you watching?" and followed it up with the reporter that maybe you should have another beer. It was, it was entertaining. Let's just go with that.
Costner to the short side, save made by Merzlikens. And it's back out at center ice. Costner will try it again. And now Diego Costner and Simon Costner both make their way to the Italian bench. Puck bounces around at center ice and brought back in by Bucharts. Rehards Bucharts with the long shot that went wide. Comes back to the blue line, slap shot, hits the referees and went wide of the net. Lombacher tied up in the corner. Gets a little bit of help there from Hofer. And now Lombacher on it again, but no place to play it. The steal now by Bucharts. Tried to get that to the net, could not. Lombacher will try it again, and he'll get it for Goy. Goy gets it to center ice. Not a lot of room there for Daniel Glira. And it gets sent back in. Daniel Glira, 23 in his first World Championship. Long lead pass, misses Ginsmea. Vasevskis goes in after it. Tried to get it back for Arturs Kulda. Blugers was on it briefly, and then an attempted lead pass there for Scandella. Got intercepted by Kulda and sent back into the Italian zone. Larkin gets pressured by Basevskis. Basevskis comes up with it. Ginsmea goes to the front of the net, so does Basevskis. And Bernard down on the short side. Blugers stripped of the puck there by Luca Zanata. And Zanata for Marini. Marini for Frigo. Frigo will get it out at center ice. Scandella with the attempted steal that failed to work. And Sotniak's back into his own zone.
Italy's had some good pressure in the neutral zone, and because of it, that's where they've been able to create those turnovers.
You're into numbers. Number 11, Sotniak's had the puck with 11:11 left to go in the first period. Cleared through center and sent in. And Ronald Kennan's going in after it, but play whistled down.
Well, this is going to be an icing. There's a look at Ronald Kennans and Bob Hartley, his first time behind the bench for Latvia. Former head coach of the Calgary Flames, Atlanta Thrashers, and Colorado Avalanche. We mentioned the Latvian fans that come out for these games. They're well supported, passionate fans here to cheer their country on.
First international coaching effort here for Bob Hartley, and has his team off to a 2-0 start.
Might not be happy with the start to this game.
I would guess there was some concern. You're sitting at 2-0 and playing a team that was not in the top division, top tournament last year.
Well, that was Russia's concern when they played Italy, and took them a little while to get going. The game was close, and Russia said they've got to play to their expectations. You've got to stick to your game plan. Can't just assume you're going to go out and it's going to happen. And eventually, Russia did get it going. A lot of that led by their power play.
That game was 2-1 early in the second period, and then Russia got 3 in that second period. Here's a chance in front. Bernard, the save, rebound, that got cleared. Freebergs is after it. Played up the wall, and Costner will control for Italy, trying to get it away from Dogovins. It comes back out at center, and Freebergs will take it back into his own zone.
Roberts Bukarts with the best chance so far for Latvia as he walks it right to the net, but a big save.
In across for Richard Bukarts. Looks like it was close to offside. Play continues. Dropped it back, looking for Sprutz. In the turnover, and Blombacher will get this into the Latvia end of the ice. Bukarts up the wall. Larkin jumps in from the line. Larkin trying to center. He was looking for Goy. And here comes Sotniak. He'll drive it in. Sotniak's trying to split the defense. And a little bit of a hip check there from Luca Zanata.
Right at the end, Sotniak's almost got through, and then had a good hip check as Zanata gets a piece of Sotniak's before he gets to the net.
Gander sends this deep into the Latvian zone, and player changes for Italy. Italy with the 1-0 lead. Zemgus Girgensons gets double teamed in behind the Italian net. Works the puck loose though. Sabolskas from the line lets the shot go. That never got to the net. Skvorkovs grabs the loose puck, and Marini takes it away from him. Marini for Luca Frigo, and Frigo plays it back for Marini and up for Scandella. Scandella carries in, lets the wrister go. Save made, and a penalty coming up.
Any contact with the goaltender, and Marini's going to get the first penalty, I believe, for goaltender interference.
Well, they don't like the call, but it's a penalty.
Two minutes, number 16, Italy, for goal interference.
Bob Hartley talking to his team as they'll head to the power play, down a goal in this game as Italy takes the first penalty of the game, and I'm not sure it was a penalty as Giovanni Morini was trying to stop up, made light contact with Elvis Merzlikins, the goaltender for Latvia, but the ref right behind the net and thought it was enough to warrant the call. Latvia's been good on the power play, 4 for 9, 44%, and while the penalty kill of Italy needs to improve as they were 0 for 6 against Russia in last game.
That kicked the heck out of their percentages for sure. Dogovins gets his back at the line. Dogovins the wrist shot and glove save by Bernard with Zarins on the doorstep looking for a loose puck.
Kasper Dogovins still looking for his first goal of the tournament. Another look at the penalty. This is what we were talking about as Marini kind of got tangled up with Sobalskis in front. He was just turning away. It looked like he didn't see and did his best to avoid, but there was contact. I don't know if it was enough to get the penalty, but the ref thought so.
And he has the final say. We can disagree, players can disagree, coaches can disagree, but
not often, if ever, they'll change their mind.
We don't have the whistle. He does. Bernard will take the face-off against Dogovins, and Latvia controls. Galvins for Dogovins. Ripped from the line, score! A deflection in front of the net.
Simple play back to the point, and Zarins for Latvia, I believe, is going to get a stick on this right between the hash marks. So Latvia's power play continues to roll, and the penalty kill of Italy continues to struggle. Galvin's just going to find Dogovins. He's going to curl, give it back. That opens up the shot lane, and Zarins does a nice job in front, has body position on the defender, and a real nice tip that's going to go between the pads of Bernard. And Latvia ties this one up. There's some happy fans and an unhappy coach for Italy.
Well, they've killed 4 of 11. So that's 7 power play goals now against
7 in a row. They started the first game a perfect 4 kills on 4 attempts by Slovakia. Now not so good.
It is a 1-1 tie here in period 1.
Die Assistenten mit der Nummer 58, Gundis Galvic, und mit der 16, Kaspar Staugovic. Die Zeit 12 Minuten und 9. Team Italien wieder komplett.
One tie, just over 7 to go opening period. As Italy with 1 point with that overtime loss in their first game. And Latvia off to a real good start. 2 regulation time wins and good for 6 points. 1 point back of Russia, or 2 points back rather of Russia. Russia with 8. They did not get a regulation win in the opener. As a result, it was a 2-point win. Taking at center, Lambacher got away from him, takes a bump on the place from Skorkrovs. And Latvia will regroup. Jurgensen leaves it there, Sotnieks for Kennens. Kennens will send it in, doesn't touch it. And another icing call.
Little out of the reach, Kennens trying to take that off the walls. Look at Zarins, who gets the goal for Latvia. It all starts with the face-off win. Good job, Dogovins gets it. Then that little pivot by him, that just opened up this shot lane. A good low shot from the point that gets redirected between the pads.
First of the tournament for, or second rather of the tournament for Zarins, both coming on the power play.
Zarins, a veteran in this tournament, his 9th World Championship.
Scandella played it to the backside, unable to get a stick on it, Marini. Thomas Larkin from Zanata, and Larkin's shot doesn't get through. Luka Zanata's in from the point. Gets in a battle on the far side, cleared to the line but not out. This gets kept in by Frigo. Scandella trying to get it near side for Larkin does. Thomas Larkin puts it to the front of the net. Morini and Frigo were both there. No one could get a stick on it, and this will carry them all the way back. Zanata in behind his own net. Zanata part of the team last year that qualified out of the Division 1 tournament in Poland. Bukart sends it cross ice. Ginsmaya couldn't get anywhere. Taken by Galvins. Plays it back for Blugers. Blugers looking for Maya beyond his reach. And Italy will regroup. Bernard got knocked down. Anton Bernard, brother of the netminder. Maya gets to center, and this is off a stick, and it'll be up into the netting. 4:54 left to go, period 1. It's knotted up at 1.
Dear defense, let's have a look at the current game in Group B in Paris. It's the game between Slovenia and Norway, and the current score is Slovenia 0, Norway 2. Die Defense schauen mal kurz zum Parallelspiel in Paris in die Gruppe B. Dort spielen aktuell Slowenien und Norwegen gegeneinander. Und der aktuelle Zwischenstand: Norwegen führt mit 2:0.
The building as the fans getting into it here as they are tied at 1. For Italy, they jumped out to that early lead as Latvia able to answer on the power play. The penalty kill has been a big issue for Italy.
Any truth to the rumor you were out with those guys in the white shirts last night? No.
Still early in the tournament. Still got more nights here, Dennis.
Ginsmaya works it free, trying to play it to the front of the net. Egger will chase this down, and Alexander Egger sends it for Simon Costner. Costner plays it deep. Andergassen goes after it. Costner off a stick, but Egger drills it from the line. Save Merzlikins, and the puck was loose, but the referee loses sight of it, and Andergassen looks back at the official.
Traffic in front. Andergassen and Costner were parked in front and trying to get a rebound, but Merzlikins able to hang on. As look at Elvis Merzlikins came into this game with a .982 save percentage. Very good in net for Latvia.
These teams haven't met since 2012. A lot of that because of the fact Italy hasn't played much in this championship over the last few years. 5-0 Latvia with the win in that one, and it was Edgars Masalskis who had the shutout in that one for Latvia. And interesting, the coaches in that game, Ted Nolan for Latvia and Rick Kornakia for Italy, a couple of names that hockey fans certainly would be familiar with. Kasper Daugavins gets it away from Goy, slap shot from the high slot by Bukarts. Zarins, as Latvia goes back to the attack, taking advantage of that power play to tie this game up 1-1. And Latvia's power play now 5 for 10 in the championship, so it's rolling along very well. Sabalskis with some instruction. Kennens is going to make the turn and come back, and Sabalskis will go cross ice for Arturs Kulda. This does end up in the Italian zone, and he'll go back and regroup. Big hit in the corner as Kennens stepped into Hofer. Armin Helfer leaves it for Frigo. Frigo plays it back for Hofer, and he'll send it up for Armin Helfer. Helfer sends it in, and Hofer and Helfer hustle over to the bench. Merzlikins went down in behind the play. Girgensons carries in. And Girgensons got stopped by Frigo, and now we have a bit of a train wreck deep in the Italian zone. Egger comes up with it and just gently sends this back. It won't have enough for icing, and Artur Skulda goes back for Latvia.
And you touched on it, Girgensons took that high stick last game, went uncalled, but after the game, some severe swelling just underneath his eye. Not gonna slow him down though, plays that type of game. And Buffalo Sabre fans would know about that.
Wasn't a full off day yesterday for Latvia. They did have some meetings. Andrasas carries in. Andrasas drops for Richard Bukarts. And Insam, who opened the scoring in this goal for Italy, knocked it away from him. Anton Bernard plays it back. And marking up for Traversa. Traversa lost his footing, and then a good job by Tommaso Traversa to get it back from Andrasas. Latvia knew the schedule coming in. They knew that they weren't going to play any of the big teams until later in the tournament and needed to get off to a good start. And it was Janis Sprutz that said we didn't have to start against Russia or Sweden, so it has allowed us to gain a little bit of confidence. Their next game Thursday against Sweden, and then Saturday against the United States, Monday against Russia, and they'll close it out against the host team, Germany. Slap shot from Zanata, and a glove save by Merzlikins.
We look at Julio Scandella in on the play, and he made contact with Merzlikins. Interesting, Scandella, the brother of Marco Scandella, that plays for the Minnesota Wild, and his other tie to the NHL is Sergio Momesso, who works with the Montreal broadcast team, former NHLer. It's his sister's sons, so I'm sure they're watching back in Canada.
Tripped the goalie accidentally on purpose.
Oh yeah.
Especially after we had the one interference call. Artur Skulda sends this ahead, and it will get deflected in. After it's Korkov's. Plays it up for Girgensons. At the line, this will be held in, and Artur Skulda then lost control of it. And back for Luca Frigo. Frigo with the shot to the short side, and Sotnieks went down and blocked it. Nice redirect in front by Marini, and a save by Merzlikins. Scandella had it, it got away from him, and here comes Ronald Kennens. And he'll play it deep in Latvia with 35 seconds left in the period. We'll start a complete line change.
Well, good chance there. You mentioned nice redirect. Marini in front of the net, and Frigo just getting it there with some traffic.
An icing call against Italy, and the faceoff will come back.
We'll look at Marini. Yeah, the first goal of the tournament for Italy, and here's the play. Frigo just shot that gets blocked to the front, but he stays right on top of it, and Marini goes to the front of the net on a little shot play in front. He drives the net hard, made sure he didn't make contact this time. There's the deflection. Merzlikins able to follow that all the way and shoves it off to the corner.
Scandella is the elder statesman of that line at 33. Frigo is 23. Giovanni Marini at 22. There is some youth on this Italian squad. There's some veterans, Alexander Egger, but there is some youth on this team as well. Egger behind his own net, being watched by Kasper Dogovins. Comes around for Zarins. Zarins in a battle. This gets deflected, but it's kept in at the blue line and at the horn. The shot from the line sails wide, and the first period ends.
Good period for Italy. They came out and established what they want, a good lead for Latvia. I'm sure Bob Hartley will expect a little bit more from his team here in period number 2.
They gave up the early goal, but they capitalized on a power play, and it's 1-1 after one.
The game is tied after the first period. Current score, Team Italy 1, Team Latvia 1. Der Zwischenstand nach dem ersten Drittel zwischen Italien und die Schüsse im ersten Drittel. Italien mit 8 Schüssen, Lettland mit 5 Shots on goal. First period, Italy 8, Latvia 5. Knapp 5 Minuten sind es noch, dann beginnt das zweite Drittel zwischen Italien und Lettland. 1:1 der Spielstand, und dieses Spiel sehen heute nicht nur italienische Fans und lettische Fans, sondern auch rund 1500 Schülerinnen und Schüler aus Köln und der Region. Nochmal ein herzliches Willkommen an alle Schülerinnen und Schüler hier in der Lanxess Arena, und auch ein herzliches Willkommen an den Bürgermeister der Stadt Köln, an Andreas Wolter. Ich grüße Sie. Herzlich willkommen hier in der Lanxess Arena bei der Eishockey-Weltmeisterschaft, und ich glaube, Sie wollen auch ein paar Worte richten an die Schüler.
Ja, vielen Dank, Herr Klostermann. Ja, liebe Schülerinnen und Schüler, liebe Lehrerinnen und Lehrer, herzlich willkommen hier in Köln, in der Arena beim Spiel Lettland gegen Italien. Schön, dass ihr hier seid. And I also would like to make a warm welcome to the fans from Italy. And as well to the fans from Latvia. Welcome in Cologne. So enjoy your stay in our city. Es ist das 4. Mal, dass die Weltmeisterschaft hier in Köln stattfindet, nach 55, nach 2001, nach 2010, zum 4. Mal hier in dieser Stadt. Und ich freue mich ganz besonders, dass so viele Schüler aus den Kölner Schulen hier sind. 1400 Schüler sind hier. Das ist doch mal ein toller Schulwandertag, oder? Ich hoffe, wir haben heute hier ein schönes Spiel. 1:1 steht hochspannend. Und wer Lust hat auf Eishockey, wir haben auch tolle Vereine hier in Köln, also wer Lust hat auf Eishockey, der meldet sich doch einfach mal mit den Vereinen hier in Köln. Vielleicht wollen wir da auch mitspielen. Eine Sache möchte ich noch sagen, wirklich ist das alles nur, weil das Ministerium für Kinder, Jugend, Schule und Kultur und das Arena-Management diesen Veranstaltungstag heute für euch möglich ist. Deshalb könnt ihr kostenlos hier sein. Auch da nochmal herzlichen Dank dafür. So, jetzt hoffen wir noch auf ein spannendes Spiel. Mögen wir Nestle gewinnen. Und wir drücken natürlich auch morgen den Deutschen die Daumen, dass sie ein gutes Spiel machen und wir dann da ins Viertelfinale zumindest kommen. Also, viel Spaß!
Dankeschön, Herr Wolter. Thank you, Andreas Wolter, Mayor of Cologne. And now the second period is coming up. Wir freuen uns jetzt aufs zweite Drittel. Italien gegen Lettland. Team Italy versus Team Latvia.
Welcome back to Cologne, Germany, the 4th largest city in Germany, Latvia and Italy, in our first game of the day here at Lanxess Arena.
Look at Luca Frigo as his Italian team opened up the scoring as Marco Insum that scored first in this game, but power play by Latvia was able to answer back. Andreas Bernard, a slow period for him, just 5 shots as Italy outshot Latvia 8-5, and Verslickens was a little bit busier, not much for offense. I'm sure both coaches would like their teams to shoot the puck a little bit more.
Lanxess Arena seats 18,500. for hockey. It is the biggest hockey arena in Europe.
Latvia was better in the face-offs in that first period. They won 75% of the draws.
Face-off back in the Latvian end of the ice. Zemgus Girgensons out to take the draw for Latvia, but it is a face-off win for Marini. Girgensons giving chase on Marini, played back to the left point. Zanata had moved to the middle of the ice. Thomas Larkin with the lead pass for Scandella, trying to pull away from Girgensons. Scandella sends it in deep, goes in after it. Bump on the play in behind the net on Girgensson. And Girgensson right back up the ice for Latvia. Trying to cut around Zanata. Zanata knocked it away from him. Marini after it on the far side. Larkin there as well. And the puck comes loose and it will be taken by Thomas Larkin. He'll put on the brakes, turned it over, centering pass, and good defensive play there by Insom, who scored that game's opening goal to clear it away from the front of his own net.
Nice quick play by Merzlikins, the netminder for Latvia, recognizing he had a chance for transition, tried to catch Italy on the change.
Insom sends this ahead, deflected out at center ice by Anton Bernard. No further, Bernard has it again. Anton Bernard, nice pass on the right side. Insom with the wrist shot, right pad save. And that's kicked away by Merzlikins. Taken on the near side here by Zarens. Zarens looking for Bukarts. Bukarts with the shot, and that's off a leg. Back for Zarens at the left point. Freebergs tees it off. And a block there by Traversa. Dogovan's after it, stuffed away from him. And Traversa will leave it in his own zone. Hofer has some trouble with it. And then Hofer gets a little help from Bernard. Up for Costner. Diego Costner will send this in. Goes in after it. Sprutz is there for Latvia. And it does get stuffed to the line, not out. Kept in by Costner. After it on the far side is Simon Costner. Couldn't handle it. And that will allow Latvia to bring it back in, but they do not get it deep. And it's right back into the Latvian zone where Freebergs will play it cross ice. And Balinskis will play it back into the Italian zone. Egger for Marchetti. Marchetti will send this in. Merzlikins stops it, leaves it for Sotnieks. And Sotnieks will just take it back in behind his own net as Latvia gets the change in.
Both teams kind of just feeling each other out here in the second period. Not many shots, just dumping it in, change and switch.
Shots in the opening period were 8-5 in favor of Italy. So you'd have to think that Bob Hartley was not totally thrilled with what he saw from his troop in that opening period.
Well, he's seen some good effort from Latvia. The 3-0 win over Denmark and then 3-1 over Slovakia.
Shot from the line, that goes wide. Kept in at the blue line. Shot by Blugers, and that may have been tipped in front by Ginsmaya and just missed that far side. Ends up out at center, and a good backtrack there by Ginsmaya as he gets there ahead of Lombacher. And right in front of the Italian bench, and Italy will make a line change on that.
Better be careful right there, a little close for those line changes. We've seen a few of the too many men calls so far in this tournament.
That puck happened to squirt free. It may have been a 2-0 for Latvia. Marini for Scandella. Scandella drops it off and grabbed off down low by Girgensson. Back for Latvia to center ice, no further. And they'll regroup and try it again. Sotnieks sends this in on the left side. Kennens with the wrist shot. And a glove save and held on there by Merzlikins.
Ronald Kennens just coming down the side, able to get a quick shot. Kennens has some NHL experience. Signed with a free agent with the Vancouver Canucks back in 2013. Ended up playing 38 games in the NHL with Vancouver. Spent some time with Utica in the American Hockey League.
Anton Bernard and Zarins will do the face-off honors. Zarins with the power play goal for Latvia to tie it up. Slap shot off the draw that may have hit Dogovins in front of the net, the former NHLer. Zarins back into his own end. Bernard is after him. Zarins sends it for Sabalskis. Sabalskis on for Dogovins. He'll play it in. Bernard, the netminder, Andreas Bernard will stop it. Play it in front for Zarins, and that shot got blocked as down in front of that was Insom. Played back through center and Dogovins. All the way around the boards. Bukarts is on it. Roberts Bukarts being watched by Alexander Egger. Pile up on the far side. Freeberg's got all tied up there with Insom and grabbed off, and Tommaso Traversa will play this deep into the Latvian zone. But right back up the ice, Italy was changing. That allowed Latvia some room. There's a bit of a steal by Skorkovs. He got bumped and knocked down on the play. You can hear the Latvian fans feeling that should have been a penalty.
The whistling in the crowd. That's usually the displeasure of a non-call.
Alexander Egger played this out at center ice, and now we are getting a penalty.
It's going to be Andrasis that's going to the penalty box for Latvia. After Latvia was looking for a call
Team Latvia,
in their favor.
72 minutes for trip.
It's Andrasis. Andrasis is going to get the stick between the legs of Marini, twists him up, sends him down to the ice, and Italy gets their first power play of the game. Italy is 0 for 4 in the tournament. Rob Hartley and his team have killed 5 of 6 penalties so far through 2 games.
Latvia at 2-0. Latvia has never started the World Championship at 2-0. They're going to try to get to 3-0, but right now they've got a penalty to kill. Andergasson, the shot from the near side blocked by Sotnieks. Frigo goes after it for Tommaso Traversa. Back for Andergasson, back up top at the line. Marchetti with the cross ice pass, and Frigo is on it. Back at top, Helfer lets the wrist shot go, blocked in front, puck is loose, and Merzlikins stretches out and makes the save. Armin Helfer, Andergasson, quick shot, left pad save, rebound is there. All sorts of bodies down on that short side, and not sure if that got through to Merzlikins or not. Andergasson waiting for it on the near side, it never did get to him. And this gets cleared all the way down the ice.
Pile of bodies in front, but Italy doing a good job moving it side to side, getting the puck to the net with traffic, and Merzlikins was pushing left, right, trying to find that puck in front of him.
Scandella deflects this into the Latvian zone, but it's cleared right back out. And Bernard comes out to play it. Had some trouble with it. Armin Helfer lost the stick, so he'll just kick this ahead for Marini. Marini will get to the Latvian line and try and set up the power play. Scandella with a little redirect. Insom into the high slot. He gets all tied up there with Sabalskis. Cross ice pass, big save. What a stop by Elvis Merzlikins off of Scandella.
Sabalskis couldn't get his stick loose. That creates the turnover, and Scandella, a great chance. That's a big save by Merzlikins. There's the earlier Traversa. The puck's going to come off his back. It goes to the net, and Bernard, a great chance in front as he shot that wide. Here's the good chance for Frigo, and his stick broke. And Sotniak's able to block that one in front of the Latvia defender.
.22 seconds left in Italy's power play. Argers Kulda gets this right in front of the Italian bench, and it will be sent the rest of the way down the ice by Janis Sprutz. 55% in the face-off department coming into this game for Janis Sprutz. At center for Egger. And Egger will send this in. They whistle down and the power play has come to an end. 1-1 tie, a successful penalty kill here for Slovakia.
Bob Hartley and Latvia able to get their first penalty kill done successfully. He's showing out some orders. He was very meticulous at how you defended with your stick, having played for Bob Hartley before. I'm sure a lot of those tactics have been passed along to this Latvian team.
Brett Iverson, the referee from Canada, went over, saw Bob Hartley trying to give him some instructions as to how to call the game. And in the NHL, where referees would simply just ignore that, Iverson actually skated over and had a little conversation with Bob Hartley. Some nervousness early on this Latvian team. You mentioned the youth on this team and how Bob Hartley wanted to really get a good look at the youngsters. And they didn't have a great first period against Denmark, but since the start of the second period in their opening game, Latvia has been a very good team. They outshot Denmark 28-9 over the last two periods and went on to win that one by a count of 3-0 and then beat Slovakia 3-1.
Well, the captain of Italy who had the last good chance for them, Bernard, along with Scandella. Good chances on the power play, but unable to capitalize.
And you mentioned Italy in their opener came so close to coming up with a victory. They gave up a late goal in the third period. And then Peter Čereznik in overtime at 2:45 got the winner for Slovakia.
But the big thing is they did get a point, and Slovakia has struggled in this tournament.
We'll talk more about this in our second game when Denmark will play Slovakia. Denmark not off to a very good start, but Denmark cannot be relegated because of the fact they are the host country. In Brassus after it, in the Italian zone, Bukarts. Bukarts is on it. Try to send it in behind the net. Does! Out to the front of the net it comes. And that gets jammed away by the netminder Bernard. Bukarts, one of the youngsters on this team, 21 years of age. Spent some time in the Western Hockey League with Brandon and Portland. At the line, slap shot. That hit a leg in front of the net. And back up for Andrasas. His backhand pass through the middle ends up on a blue jersey stick and played down by Marchetti. Marini steals. Marini, sharp angle. Merzlikins is down. And Richard Bukarts will skate it out for Latvia. For Andrasas. And offside called at the line.
Andrasas had 2 goals. We mentioned that Denmark game, a pair in that game as he helped lead his team to that 3-0 win. We're looking for a little more offense here from the coach of Latvia. Watches on. One of the Costners on this team is Diego Costner. There's also Simon Costner, but no relation between the two.
Diego is 24, Simon is 26. And it is Simon Costner who will play it around the boards. Diego Costner deflects it out to center ice. Ander Gasson is between the two Costners. Jurgensen couldn't get anywhere, and Arturs Kulda will go back for it, plays it out at center ice. Again, that gets broken up. Sotnieks has this get away from him, and Ronald Kennens will try and get something going, plays it back into his own end. Both these teams very cautious so far in this match. Freeberg sends it cross ice. The shot from Sabalskis on the far side steered away. Kennens goes after it. Kennens was stripped of the puck. Ends up in front of the Italian net though, and Ginsmea couldn't get a shot away. Balinskis couldn't hold it in on that far side. Vasevskis plays it back to the neutral zone, and a lot of the play in this period has been between the two blue lines. Ginsmea finally carries it in. That shot doesn't get to the net. Centering pass, and Gander. Marcus Gander got knocked down. Vasevskis tried to get it to the net, and it's off a body and out.
Italy has been out shooting Latvia bad. Latvia just has one shot so far in this period. It is 15-6 in favor of Italy in shots.
Coming in 2-0, maybe it's still some of the nervousness that we're seeing from Latvia.
Or maybe they just looked at the scoreboard, saw the 10-1 loss to Russia, and thought it was going to be an easy game.
Bukarts lets the shot go, save made by Bernard. A little chip shot from the side of the net by Zarens, and Bernard's going to grab that, and we'll get a face-off. 1-1 here in the second.
Not much for offense on the ice, but they're having fun in the crowd. Get the crowd going. Last chance was for Latvia. I mentioned they had just one shot, and then they were able to get a couple. Zarens, who has the goal for them, a good chance just off to the side of the net. As Andreas Bernard comes up with a couple of saves for Italy.
Zarens and Bernard, or rather Zarens and Marini out for the face-off. And Scandella will try and get this out, and it ricochets and ends up in the Latvian bench.
There's a look at the shots by Italy in the second period. A lot of them coming on that power play. They had some good chances, put everything they could. Bad luck for Frigo, had a great chance, and Scandella, a great one-timer, and maybe the best save by Merzlikins in this period, as he has faced some pressure.
Go back to that opening game. Scandella had the breakaway in overtime and couldn't bury it. And then Cherasnik came back and won it for Slovakia. Sabalska's back in his own end. Up for Robertson, Bukarts. Bukarts looks for a little bit of room. Gets it to the line, no further. And Latvia will regroup. Bukarts deflects it in. Italy, a very defensive-minded team. They sit back, they wait for an opportunity. They got a 2-on-1, they turned it over in the neutral zone. That's what they're trying to do. They had a couple of those in the opening period, back-to-back 2-on-1s.
They want to force you into that mistake, and they did a good job, yes, in the neutral zone, creating those turnovers from Latvia.
Sotnieks had it chopped away from him. Andrasas plays it for Arturs Kulda. Kulda fanned on the shot. Sotnieks to the far side with Andergassen. Egger is there. He couldn't clear it. Sprutz plays it back at the blue line. Sprutz plays give and go with Arturs Kulda. Sends it down for Richard Bukarts. Bukarts dropped it back. There was no one there. And Marchetti on it for Italy. Marchetti to the line, doesn't get it out. Scandella follows up though, and he'll skate it out. Scandella to the short side off the side of the net. Latvia back on the regroup. Pass up the boards, that got intercepted. Shot from the line is blocked, rebound to the backhand, and Goy with that opportunity.
Couple of turnovers again, one by Kulda, then another one by Richard Bukarts.
Sonata right back in, and the wrist shot on that short side, that never got through as Diego Kostner had an opportunity. Bernard will play this back out to center ice. Arturs Kulda elects to make the line change. And Thomas Larkin back in behind his own net. For Marcus Gander. And Gander will play it back into the Italian zone. Rolfs Freeburg will play this cross ice. Belinskas feeds it through, and we'll get another stoppage in play.
Quick shot from the outside by Ronald Kennens, and that's deflected up and out of play. Look at this, this is played right into Italy's hands in this game. And touched on it, Dennis, the patience in their game. And a little bit of a trap, but they can't get into the forecheck, sit back, try and force Latvia to make those plays. And if Latvia doesn't simplify their game, they'll make the mistakes, and Italy will try to take advantage of it.
Italy is back in action tomorrow against the United States. Back in behind the Italian net. Latvia back to the attack in a 1-1 tie here in the second period. Shot from the blue line. That's blocked all sorts of bodies in front of the net as the Italian players just collapse to the middle of the ice. And those shots from the line, just not a lot of room for them to get through. Sporkovs tries to get a stick on it on the far side. He gets jammed out to center ice. And we're going to get a stoppage in play here.
We're going to call a glove pass. That's what draws the whistle on this play. Talked about it, blocking shots, doing all little details they need to have commitment to be successful. Kulda continues to play a lot of minutes for Latvia.
Well, Stefan Mayer, the coach of Italy, has his team in a 1-1 tie. 49 years of age, has been coaching since the 05-06 season. Assistant with the U18 team and then a head coach with the U18 team for Italy.
Played in the Italy top league for 243 games, was a centerman.
Sent down in behind the net by Blugers. Basevskis is after it. Basevskis being watched on the play, almost a man-to-man, as Marini just stayed with Basevskis. Out at center ice. Alexander Egger, the 37-year-old defenseman, sends it in. And it's going to be an icing call against Italy.
There's a look at Stefan Mayer, and you're just talking about his experience. He's coaching in his third World Championship, the first one at the top level. Egger of Italy, one of the veteran players of this team.
They talked about it before they came into this tournament from last year's qualifying tournament, the Division I qualifying tournament, about how everything was going to be faster. You have to make quicker decisions. It has to be instinct. You really don't have time once you get the puck to think about what you're going to do with it. They played very well in that opening game against Slovakia. Had the lead late in the game, gave it up, and then lost it in extra time. They did pick up a point. Bukarts with a shot through some traffic. That sailed wide. The rebound caroms all the way back, and Juvas Belinskas will go back for Latvia. Nice pass through the middle. And a great defensive recovery there by Larkins before Andrasas could bust through the middle. Andrasas now steals, and then it got knocked away from him. Frigo carries in. Frigo throws it cross ice. Costner with the shot to the front of the net. Frigo's after it. Merzlikins dives out and smothers it. And Luca Frigo goes diving over top of Merzlikins.
Some good defensive plays, and it comes the other way as Costner to the front to Andergassen driving, gets the deflection. Merzlikins makes the save and able to jump on the rebound. And the other way, Thomas Larkin, a great job getting back on Andrasas. That long reach. Larkin, a big guy at 6'5", 220 pounds. Columbus Blue Jacket picked the 5th round of 2009. Great defensive play.
Larkin will play in Mannheim next year of the German League. Girgensson played it for Ronald Kennens, no room, and it's back for Sabalskis. He'll play this through the middle, and it gets sent in by Skorkovs. Back at the line, but Guntis Galvins couldn't hold it in. Sabalskis for Girgensson. He'll drop it at the line, but it came out. Kennens regroups. And we're down to 2 minutes here in the second period. That has not a period that has not seen a lot of offensive chances. There's been a few. Long shot. That got blockered away by Bernard. And again, it comes outside the line. Insam, who opened the scoring in this game. And Ronald Kennens back into his own end for Latvia, leaves for Sotnieks. Off the backboards, Armin Helfer gets pressured there by Gintz Maya. Forces a turnover. Luger's the shot that never got through, and Helfer's on it again.
See all 5 Italian players between the face-off circles. Not much room to get that puck through to the net.
Back to the blue line for Sotnieks. Sotnieks gets it for Balinskis. His shot never got through. Picked up by Helfer. He'll lift this back into the Latvian zone. Icing gets waved off, and Sotnieks plays it away from Tommaso Traversa. And Archer's cool to realizing Latvia's in a line change. Will just take it in behind his own net. Kasper Daugavins. Marchetti on it though for Italy. Daugavins gives him a bump. Stuffed around the boards. Dying seconds here in period number 2 in a 1-1 tie. Frigo in a battle there with Bukarts. Guntis Galvins tries to drive it to the net. That got blocked. And Marini will get it out at center, and then on the backhand will get it to the Latvian line no further. Zarins in a battle. Try to get it for Daugavins, and Marchetti is back. Stefano Marchetti for Alexander Egger. Egger back for Marchetti, and that'll bring an end to the second period.
Still tied at 1. Italy, the better of the two teams here through 40 minutes of play. We'll see if Latvia, who is the favorite, can find a little extra jump here in the final 20 to get the victory and move to 3-0.
So a couple of goals in the opening period, and that's the way it stands with 40 minutes done.
So the current score for the second period is Italy 1, Latvia 1.
Diamonds in the night, shine on us, play with the light. Bring out my inner child, take me back to another time. Round and round, won't let my feet touch the ground. Oh, I wanna swing from your love, like your heart is my playground.
Here is Team Italy, la squadra azzurra. Entering the ice surface, please give a big hand for Team Latvia.
One ties, we get set to start period number 3. Shane Natty, I guess if you wanted to assess the game plans and how it's worked out, Italy's probably played theirs to a T.
They've done a real good job of trying to frustrate Latvia in this game, and for Italy it's nothing fancy to their game. They get the puck, it's just flipping out of their zone, the real trap in the neutral zone, and then they're getting in shot lanes, real compressed in the defenses, and so we'll see if Bob Hartley and Latvia make some adjustments to generate some offense.
Bob Hartley probably not liking the way the shots on goal is trending. 35 against Denmark, 22 against Slovakia, and only 11 after 2 periods in this game against Italy. Guntis Galvins plays it for Girgensson. 10 face-offs in the game for Zemgus Girgensson. He has won 7. He'll carry it and shovel it into the Italian zone. Dogovins was going in after it, but offside is called. Latvia has just not been able to get going.
Oh, they need that guy to get going. Kasper Dogovins, the captain of this team, in his 9th World Championship. For Bob Hartley, I'd like to see him score in 2015. Dogovins, 7 games, had 5 goals, 9 points. Just 2 assists so far through 2 games.
Bob Hartley, the second NHL coach to come over and coach Latvia. Ted Nolan coached Latvia from 2011 to 2014. Ice time after 40 minutes. Thomas Larkin has played 14 minutes and 44 seconds. And Artur Skulda was at 16 and a half after 2 periods for Latvia. There's Skulda with the puck. Tries to put it on net. Low shot just misses. Sotnieks plays it back for Dogovins. And it's back in behind the net where it's taken and cleared by Helfer. Sotnieks back for Dogovins. Deflects it in. Marchetti chips it off the boards. Bernard goes after it for Italy. Couldn't gather it in, and Balinskis will get it out of harm's way and back into the Italian zone. Long lead pass. Hofer plays that through for Andergasson. Andergasson goes to the far side. The wrist shot from the defenseman Larkin. That never got to the net and back out at center ice, and Egger breaks it up and clears. Back in for Andrasas. His shot, that got blocked, and Costner is on it. Diego Costner on the backhand will send it in. Goes in after it. Freebergs and Balinskis, the defenseman for Latvia. And it was the forward Sprutz that came all the way back in behind his own net to help out. Long lead pass. Gander on the right side. Slap shot. Not sure if that went off the blocker of the netbinder or not. Back out at center. Goy trying to drive it back in. It got blocked, and Latvia controlling one more time. Galvins for Blugers. He'll deflect it in, and Thomas Larkin back for it. Mayo was chasing him, and then Basevskis took him to the backboards. Galvins through the middle, deflected in by Gintz Maya. Basevskis goes in after it. Armin Helfer got there first, played up the boards, but kept in by Sabalskis. Sabalskis the shot, all sorts of bodies in front of that Italian net. There was not a chance that puck was going to get through. This one does, and Bernard is there to make the save.
And that's where they've done a nice job. They've been in the shot lanes. They've made the adjustments as Blugers, a look at him for Latvia, and then when the shots have come through, they've done a good job boxing out at the side of the net, not allowing Latvia to get to the front for a screen, and Bernard an easy save on that last chance from outside.
Latvia's best ever finish was 7th on 3 different occasions. The last one in 2009. And Latvia a bid in along with Minsk, Riga and Minsk. Minsk, Belarus and Riga, Latvia to host this tournament in 2020. And boy, that would be a nice reward for the Latvian fans that travel so much to these World Championships. Sporkovs tries to work it off the backboards. Morini is down on the puck, and finally we're going to get a stoppage in play.
Well, to slow the game down, it's going to be exactly what Italy wants here, and they're happy to take this one to extra time for Latvia. They want to get the clean 3 points, the clean win, get their 3 points, and that almost puts them in a position for a quarterfinal, and that's where they want to get to, as they have yet to hit the hard part of their schedule. They have not seen Russia, they have not seen Sweden, they have not seen the United States.
That is all coming up. Tomorrow's an off day for Latvia. Bukarts with the blast, and that just missed. Long ways out, but again, traffic in front. Bernard never really had a look at it. Bukarts came across looking for Dogovans, and it's brought back in by Bernard. Tommaso Traversa in with a body check on Sabalskis. Traversa has the puck. Sabalskis stays with him. Traversa gets away. In from, it'll go back to the line for Larkin, and Larkin's blast got blocked. Galvins for Dogovans. Finds a little bit of room. Feeds it across and carried in by Richards Bukarts, the younger of the Bukarts brothers. Anton Bernard will slip this out. And right back in now for Balinskis. And Balinskis with the shot that ended up hitting a body.
Bernard way out to make that save, diving for it. The puck comes loose, but Latvia can't regain control.
By the way, Andrius Bernard is the netminder, and he is the younger of the 2 Bernard brothers that are in this game. Another scrum going in the corner. Costner couldn't do anything with it, and Bukarts had it. He got pinned to the corner boards, and Italy with Costner ahead for Andrew Gasson. He'll bounce it in. Balinskis plays it around for Blugers. Blugers out to center ice, and again, that gets broken up as the defenseman Armin Helfer gets to the middle of the ice first.
Good thing Helfer got there, had Vince on the far side. Maya, who could have got in on a rush all alone.
Egger chops this to the line, and Goy will carry it out. Goy gets away from a bit of a hook there from Arturs Kulda. We've only had 2 penalties in this game, 1 to each team. And it was a power play goal. There's a scramble, Bernard is down, and Egger is there to clear it away. It was a power play goal for Latvia that got them back even. Penalty coming up, we're gonna get our second. And this is going to be a holding call, and Italy will go to the power play here in the 3rd period.
Latvia number 23, 2 minutes for holding.
cheer to Mr. Matthias Lenzen for being Skoda fan of the game.
Italy gets a power play opportunity. They're second of the game as Blugers for Latvia takes the holding call. So Italy trying to get their power play ignited. They're 0 for 5 in the tournament. They just had the other one opportunity in this game.
Well, we talk about not how many power play goals you get sometimes, but when you get them. And
those opportune times.
This would be big for Italy. Archer's cool to plays it down the ice. Alexander Egger will go back. For Insom. He'll get to the red line, send it around the boards. Merzlikins comes out and blocks it. Merzlikins plays it around to the near side wall. Zarins couldn't control it. Kulda now in a battle with Marini. Scandella goes in there looking for a loose puck, and Scandella comes up with it. Gets it back at the line. Insom got pressured quickly, and almost a break for Zarins, but Besevskas couldn't jam it through. Back in for Scandella. Marini lost control of it, but kept in at the line. Sending it back down low is Marco Insom, but it comes all the way around the boards, and Latvia will get it back down the ice. Out through center. Trying to gather some speed on this near side is Bernard. Goes in after it. Galvins knocked it away from him, but it's kept in at the line by Helfer. Bernard goes in after it. Traversa there as well. Tommaso Traversa trying to dig it out of the pile. Andergasson went after it, but Gintz-Maya has the puck. Gintz-Maya skates it in. Maya's going to take this to the net. Trying to draw a penalty if not able to get a shot away, but neither happens for him.
Well, good speed by Maya and just strength hanging on to that puck, protecting it, getting it to the net any way he could.
Andergasson. Bernard leaves this for Traversa. Traversa gets that return pass in front of the net, backhand try. What a chance in front of the net for Bernard. Frigo. Stopped at center ice by Sprutz. Power play is over. And the Latvian fans now trying to encourage their team to get some offense going and try and get the lead in this game. Lucas Zanata being watched by Dogovins. Gets it for Thomas Larkin. Larkin, the rink wide pass taken by Gander. Marcus Gander looking for Goy. Goy had it get away from him, but it comes to the near corner and it is controlled. And Costner couldn't do anything with it. And back through for Zarins, backhander to the short side, and that went wide. Zarins back to the blue line, and Belinskas couldn't handle it. Shovels it back into the Latvia, or the Italian end of the ice.
Zarins has the power play goal for Latvia in this game and tries to break feet. Just got forced to his backhand, not much of a shot on Bernard.
Scandella back on the attack, played it to the front of the net, and Andrasas with a good hit there on Marini. At the line, Egger. He'll play it back for Marchetti, and Marchetti back for Egger. Marchetti near side, Frigo. Luca Frigo with the blast, and that one off Sabalskis and high. Scandella on it again. Bouncing puck for Marchetti, knocks it down. Tried the slap pass down to the goal line looking for Luca Frigo. And Buchards breaks it up, plays it around the boards, but Egger is there. Marini plays this back. Marchetti sends it back around the boards, and Sprutz will take it for Latvia. He gets double teamed, and another turnover, but now picked up by Andrasas, and he'll shovel it to open ice where Bukarts is on it. Richards Bukarts sends it through for Girgensson. Girgensson back at the line for Artur Skulda, but taken away from him. Near side, Traversa lets the shot go, and that was stopped. Girgensson's back as they open it up a little bit here as we get into the back half of the third period. Girgensson for Artur Skulda, the shot. And the save made by Andreas Bernard.
Also,
He'll hang on to it.
Chances both ends, and Zarin's a little chip pass through, and a great defensive play by Larkin. Actually gets a stick on it, able to deflect it into the corner. He's had a couple of strong plays on the back check. Here's a look earlier, the goal by Latvia on the power play, shot from the point, and a nice deflection by Zarin's in front. That was one to tie it up at one, and that's where we still stand.
Second power play goal of the tournament for Zarin's, and a save off the face-off on the shot from Gitsmea.
Yeah, just a quick play off the draws. Mea has a goal in the tournament. Captain of Riga in the KHL. 363 KHL games played in his seventh World Championship.
Robert Bukarts came into this game leading Latvia in shots on goal with 11. He's had a couple in this game. 1-1 tie here in the third. Basevskis. He'll drop it back. Blugers puts it in behind the net for Mea. Mea watched by both Larkin and Zanata, and Larkin comes up with it. Basevskis up the boards. Blugers sends it in, and Basevskis heads to the bench as Latvia starts another line change. Sabalskis near side for Gintas Galvins, and this gets deflected in by Dogomans. So that top line for Latvia back out here. Goy gets to the Latvia blue line no further. Lickens will play it. Zarin's through center ice. Zarin's tried to get it for Richards Bukarts. That got stopped, and now as it is brought in by Sabalskis, this is going to be offside against Latvia. 7:59 to go in a 1-1 tie.
Look at the current game in Paris. It's the game Slovenia versus Norway, and the current score is Slovenia 1 and Norway 4. Ein kurzer Blick auf das Parallelspiel in Paris. Sie sehen ein Live-Bilder auf dem Videowürfel. Das ist die Partie Slowenien gegen Norwegen. Aktueller Spielstand dort im dritten Drittel 4:1 für Norwegen.
Zarin's has the goal for Latvia. Marco Insam has the goal for Italy, and it's 1-1. And see Italy here. They have had a couple chances. They open it up briefly, but for the most part, it has been a very methodical effort here, sticking to the game plan.
Norway leading Slovenia 4-1 over in Paris. Shots right now, 19-15. Italy with 19 shots against Slovakia, 15 shots against Russia, and 19 so far in this game tonight. So we've seen a bit of a more open game from Italy at times. Centered out front, Bukarts tried to get that for Andrasis, and he couldn't get a stick on it. Lead pass and just beyond the reach of Scandella. Scandella and Sotnieks to the backboards, and Bukarts down low to take the loose puck. Slovenia was the other team that qualified from the Division I tournament last year along with Italy. They actually finished first. Italy finished second, and it was a win by Italy over Poland that was the difference, because points-wise, those two teams ended up even. Sabalskis Back for Guntis Galvins. Up for Kennens. Ronald Kennens will get the center. Takes a bump but sends it in. Girgenson's after it. He got taken down in behind the net. And Traversa will bank it off the boards and out the center. Kennens will circle back. And we are now 6.5 away from extra time here at Lanxess Arena. Dogovins chips it in, goes in after it. Dogovins sends it back at the line. Quick shot by Balinskis, never got through. Zarens is after it. Zarens dishes it off. Bukarts tried to go high short side. Roberts Bukarts tracks it down for Dogovins. Andergassen stripped to the puck. At the line, Freeberg's cross ice. Balinskis the shot. Dogovins a whack at the rebound. Bukarts a shot. And Bernard makes the save.
Andreas Bernard getting tested as Latvia puts some pressure on. Dogovins at the side of the net couldn't get it. Zanat able to put it away. And Robert Bukarts with the chance. And the Latvian fans can't watch anymore. So close. Is finally able to get some pressure in tight on Italy. And Bernard, the netminder, able to come up with the save.
Bernard plays in Finland during the hockey season. This shot from the line from Archer's Kulda goes off the stick and up and out of play.
There's a look at the younger of the Bernards. Some big saves from him, and Italy trying to hang on to this tie. I know it sounds strange, but they want as many points as they can, any way they can. They can go on to cheer Denmark on later to beat Slovakia, or so the other way around, maybe.
Yes.
They still play Denmark.
Andreas Bernard finally getting some playing time. This is his third World Championship, and he makes another save. This one off in Drasis. He did not play in 2012 and only played 20 minutes in 2014, but Andreas Bernard, a real good save there.
Well, it's just a clean face-off win and a quick shot by Andrasis. He's looking for some room to the glove side. Bernard able to adjust, makes the big save.
Girgensson out for this face-off again. And another face-off win for Latvia Blugers. Trying to work it free. Sotniaks sends it back in behind the net. Marchetti gets knocked down. Egger couldn't get a stick on it, but it comes loose to Marchetti. And he'll play it back for Alexander Egger. And Egger will start back for Italy. 1-1 tie, both goals coming in the opening period. Marini knocked down on the far side. Scandella has the puck. And Archer's Kulda takes it in behind his own net for Latvia. Ahead for Girgensson. Girgensson to the line. He'll drop it off. Played all the way back for Girgensson. Galvins. He'll send it over to the right point. The shot by Sabalskas didn't get through. Tommaso Traversa lost control of it and now has it and starts back in. Puts on the brakes. Goal for him in this championship. Dogovins dangerously in front of his own net. Got a bit of a look there from Merzlikins, the netminder. Pass was in behind. Dogovins knocks it free, but this is going to be offside against Latvia.
Dogovins and Traversa, a little pushing and shoving after the whistle. As Latvia trying to find some way here to grab this win. Well, them being 2-0, trying to go to 3-0, trying to go to 9 points. We'll push them in first. And there's Tommaso Traversa. Good story for him. He was the only goal scorer for Italy in that game against Russia. As him and Dogovins came together right after the whistle.
Shots are 9-1 this period for Latvia, so they put some pressure on Italy. But Andreas Bernard has been very good in goal. Here comes Sotniaks. He'll carry it wide. Hofer forced him to the outside, but Sotniak's got it back to the forehand and gets a shot on goal, but not a great angle.
Good speed up the ice by Sotniaks, the 30-year-old defenseman for Latvia. Nervous moments for these Latvian fans.
Slovakia, Denmark, our next game here in Cologne.
They would have a hat on the ice a little early.
Yes. Never too early for the fans here for anything you want to do. So face off to the left of Bernard. Off the face-off, Bukart's a quick shot, that one off a stick and highs. Dogovins won the draw. Taken by Frigo for Marini. Marini with Scandella. Would have been offside, but it will be carried out by Roberts Bukarts. To the line, Bukarts with the shot. Blocker save there by Bernard. Marini lost his balance and fell, and that allows the puck to be controlled by Latvia, but again, the shot doesn't get through, and here comes Scandella. Takes it wide, Julio Scandella trying to find it back up top. Zarins is after it, and he'll get it for Dogovins, and another line change for Italy, and now another line change for Latvia. Kulda plays this for Sotniaks. He'll send it through for Gergensen. Gergensen wide against the checking of Egger. Sotniaks drops it off, shot by Blugers. That never got to the net. Kennens will play it back for Blugers, and his cross-ice pass, he was looking for Sotniaks. The puck got rolling on him, and Sotniaks will have to backtrack. For Archers, Kulda, and back for Sotniaks. On the backhand, put it to the blue line. No further, and Kennens will play it all the way back for Kulda. His pass through the middle, hits in some. Kulda gets it again, and this pass hit Bernard.
Italy just clogging it up. You can see them sitting back. Real good group, the one man up and four back, holding that blue line as much as they can.
Flipped out to center ice, and back to the Latvia line by Thomas Larkins. Theodoros Blugers will start it back for Latvia as they start another line change. Sprut sends it in deep. Larkin first back for Zanata. Zanata plays right side for Koster. Koster goes to the left side. Andergassen headed to the front of the net, and the shot by Simon Koster never got to the net. Frigo's back for it now. Frigo with a nice lead pass up through the middle, trying to send Scandella in. Bukarts back for Latvia. Roberts Bukarts with the shot, and that's off a stick and up into the netting, and we get another stoppage.
Good look at Stefan Mayer, just hoping his team can hang on here. They haven't been able to generate much at all here in the third period. Strictly in defensive mode. Relied on his goaltender, he's relied on their structure. A little over a minute and a half away from getting another point in this tournament.
Face-offs becoming crucial here in the dying moments. Linesman doesn't like the way Luca Frigo's lined up. Goes over, has a chat with both him and Zarins. And now drops the puck between the two 16s. Latvia controls. Waiting for it at the line as Kulda doesn't come to him as Zarins plays it for Bukarts. Bukarts back for Zarins, scores! Off the face-off, they control it in the Italian zone. Bukarts finds Zarins, and Latvia with a 2-1 lead.
Latvia has been dominating in the face-offs in this third period, and that's what's come back to hurt Italy. A lot of the chances have been off one draws. exactly what happens, and Zarin's left all alone. He's been so good at defending, and Bukarts gets it to Zarins, and there's just too much separation, and a great screen. Dogovic's planted right on top of Bernard, who doesn't get a chance to see this puck, and it finds its way through the Italian defender, through Bernard, the netminder, and into the back of the net as Zarins has his second of the game.
Boy, you're right. Good play by Dogovic, because in international competition, if you stop in the crease, play's going to get whistled down, and he made sure that he stayed out of the blue paint. Bernard has gone to the bench for the extra attacker, so Italy now has to get to the attack. Boy, they've let some points slip away in this championship if they don't come back and get something out of this one. They had a 2-1 lead late in their opener and then lost it in overtime. And now 40 seconds left for Italy to try and create something. Sharp angle chance. Merzlikins is down. They've been in a defensive zone or a defensive mindset all period and now have to turn it to offense. Dogovic gets this back out at center. Scandella dumped on the play. There's going to be a penalty to Ronald Kennans. In for Larkin. Larkin with the wrist shot. And 4.9 seconds left. And it'll be a power play to close out this regulation time for Italy.
Oh, Kennans trips up Scandella as he tries to go. I don't know why Italy didn't shoot this puck in quicker to get the draw and a little more time. We'd have a two-man advantage with the goaltender out of the net as Stefan Mayer comes to drop the plan. Another look at that goal by Zarins, a great shot. Tell the defenseman of Italy, if you're gonna step out to block the shot, the number one rule, if you're half screening your goalie, you better make sure you block it, and it gets through a couple of people, and some relief for the Latvian fans and frustration for Italy.
You mentioned not dumping it in, and behind the play, way behind the play, was Scandella, and that's what he was trying to get his players to do, his teammates to do. Just send it into the Latvian zone, let them touch it. The face-off is going to be down in their end, and they would have had probably 8 or 9 seconds.
At least more than that, they would have had it. Yeah, probably another 8 or 9 added on to the 4.9 they have now.
Andergasson will take this face-off. 59% for Andergasson coming into the game in the face-off department. He'll take it against Gergensen. And Andergasson wins it. And the shot from Insam and stopped by Elvis Merzlikins. And this one comes to an end with some rough stuff.
Larkin coming in from the point is some pushing and shoving. But what a save by Merzlikins at the end of this.
They got the play, they drew up Italy.
They got the win. Face-off win right back. Little D-to-D one-timer in Insam, who scored earlier in this game with a rocket wrister. Had a chance, but it stopped as Gergensens and Larkin have some words at the end of this.
So for the second straight game, Zemgus Gergensen is going to leave the game with blood coming down his right cheek. He got nicked in the game the other night, and in this little fracas here, it comes open on him. There's the save by Elvis Merzlikins.
It's a little extra cross-check, and then Sabalskis goes back at Traversa, and here's Larkin. And I'm sure Gergensen's had stitches from the last game, and he might be going back for more as they may have been reopened.
As the big man comes into the pile. Latvia pulls out the win. 2-1, your final.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best players in each team will be awarded with the official watch by Tissot, official timekeeper of the 2017 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. Meine Damen und Herren, liebe Eishockey-Fans, die besten Spieler beider Mannschaften werden nun ausgezeichnet mit der offiziellen Urkunde von Tissot, dem offiziellen Zeitnehmer der IIHF Eishockey-Weltmeisterschaft 2017. The prizes will be presented by, die Preise werden übergeben vom Bürgermeister der Stadt Köln, Mayor of Cologne, Andreas Wolter, und dem Mitglied des WM-Organisationskomitees, the organizing committee of the 2017 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship, Dieter Reinartz. Best Player of Team Italy, der beste Spieler des Teams Italien, Number 19 mit der 19, Raphael Andergast. Best Player of Team Latvia, der beste Spieler des Teams Lettland. Number 25, die Nummer 25, Andres Jelic. Meine Damen und Herren, bitte erheben Sie sich für die lettische Nationalhymne. And now, once again, please give a big hand for both teams, for Team Italy and for Team Latvia. The 2017 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship will continue tonight at the Lexus Arena at 8:15 p.m. with the game Team Slovakia versus Team Denmark. Meine Damen und Herren, die IIHF Weltmeisterschaft 2017 geht heute Abend in Lexus Arena weiter. Um 7:15 mit dem Spiel Slowakei gegen Dänemark.
Andres, did you guys expect Italy to put up so much of a fight? Yeah, absolutely. Because you know, up in this level, everybody can play. There's not a single bad team in this tournament. So, but I guess we brought it on ourselves more than they actually forced us. So it's kind of, you know, our fault as well.
What happened on that game-winning goal? Walk us through it.
First, I passed to Buki, and he had a good chance, but I think somebody blocked it, and he kept battling. He got the puck. We switched the roles. He gave it to me, and Doggy up there up front gave a great screen, and the puck found a way.
I know the tournament's still early, but Latvia is currently in first place. Did you guys ever imagine this?
Oh yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, you know, like I told you, there ain't a single bad team on this tournament, so you know everything can happen.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Latvia, number 91, Konrad Stinic, open captain for tripping, time 15:55. Es gibt einen Schlag gegen das Team Latvia, Team Latvia, number 91, Konrad Stinic, open captain for tripping, time 15. The final score, Team Italy 1, Team. The final score, Team.
Introducing the 2017 IIHF map. Player statistics. Team statistics. Live updates. And introducing hockey cards. Face. Team. Your card. Sharing with hockey fans across the world. From any smart device, in your own language. The 2017 IIHF app, powered by Skoda. Download it now from the Apple App Store and Google Play. Skoda. Simply clever. Jetzt ins Angebot sicher. Können Sie sich Top-Hotels mit 50% Rabatt in Berlin, Hamburg.
Goal for Team Latvia. Goal was scored by number 25, Andris Jelic, assisted by number 71, Robert Lukas. Es gibt einen Kampf gegen das Team Lettland in einer 19 von Messigelic, die Freischusszeit 59, 55. Final score, Team Italy 1, Team Latvia 2. Der Endstand, Italien 1, Lettland 2.